Baby man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dashy True Inferno. Back at it with a Pokemon Unite commentary video, and this is one of those stories that makes my blood boil on so many levels. And we getting controversial here, folks. So y'all probably heard about this, but in case you really been living on a rock, I will explain to you what happened. So for those of you who don't know or who are not following me on my other YouTube channel, which is True Inferno's Pokemon Go Adventures, this past weekend I was in New Orleans. You know, I was with my boys on a bros trip. And that Saturday, I was informed about another mass shooting. So yes, another mass shooting took place. This is the one that was at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. So, and to make things even more crazy, the shooter live streamed the thing on Twitch. Now, I'm gonna not get into details about the incident, not yet, because I want to talk about why my blood is boiling besides the fact that we got another mass shooting. So let's start off with what I first heard. So now for the record, I'm not going to say who this guy is because, again, you know, I don't want to give him attention. Not to mention, I don't remember what his Twitter name is, but he's pretty much is in the process of being banned, probably off the platform. Anybody with a name similar to his, they've been banned off my channel or will be banned off my channel and will be banned off of other channels that I know personally. So there's that. Now, here's what happened. Here's one of the two things that happened, actually. The governor of New York blamed the mass shooting on Twitch. Now, before I even respond to that, let me set the record straight for you guys. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, I am in love with Twitch, even though I do live stream on Twitch. I'm not saying I am in love with Twitch or I'm going to stand up for Twitch all the time, 24/7, blah, blah, blah. Because there have been some issues with Twitch that I highlighted on this channel and that I highlighted in general. Like Twitch got a lot of issues, and probably within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm not sure if Twitch will even be around. I'm no no. So I'm not saying I'm defending Twitch or anything like that to the utmost degree on every single issue that comes up, but I have to defend Twitch here. So this is the most dumbest take I ever heard from a politician. Now, I don't know where this person got the idea to blame Twitch, but let's get on to the specifics, details regarding the live stream. Because if this person actually would have done their research, which is not hard to do, I mean, anybody can do it, then this person would have discovered the following information. Now, granted, I got all this information from word of mouth, but you can easily look this up. So, when this person started live streaming on Twitch, I don't know how long the incident took place for, where this guy was shooting at everybody inside of this supermarket before he stopped or got caught, whatever the case may be. But his live stream on Twitch lasted for 2 minutes. It was only on for 2 minutes, and then Twitch shut it down. So how you gonna blame Twitch where they literally shut down the live stream for 2 minutes? And here's another thing about this live stream. The person who was live streaming, they do not have any subs. They do not have any followers. And the reason for that is because they literally created this account. This was a newly created account for the sole purpose of live streaming this incident. So if the governor of New York would have done their research, they would have discovered, oh, well, Twitch did their job, because you can't stop anybody from doing anything. That's the first thing they realized. You can't stop anybody from doing anything. You can't stop people from robbing a bank. You can't stop people from hacking. other people's accounts, whether it's bank accounts, credit cards, or whatever the case may be. You can moderate it to the best of your ability, which is what Twitch has done, where they took down the live stream 2 minutes after it was live. And I'm like, what the heck? So how you gonna blame Twitch for that? And it's just unrealistic, because my thing is, like, you can't blame Twitch because of the fact that this dude got a gun. You can't blame Twitch over the fact that he drove 200 miles to a supermarket. You can't blame Twitch over the fact that he literally planted his crime over Discord. This was the thing. He actually did this. He created a 180-page manifesto about the reasoning behind the incident. So you can't blame Twitch for any of that. It makes no sense at all. Now, so that just because of that, the governor of New York needs to be removed from office, in my opinion, immediately. Because they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, but now we get back to something that I just heard recently. So, and that is this. So now we get on to Fox News. Because Fox News, of course, are still talking about it. John Scott, who is apparently a part of Fox News, was talking to Bernard Zapor, who is a former special agent for the Firearms Department, Division, of the Department of Justice, and a current college instructor in criminal justice. So, John Scott as Zapor, and I'm going to try to do my best John Scott impersonation. It seems like things have gotten worse, so much worse, since video games became so realistic and so violent. Have you done research or learned that video games tend to just desensitize people to the actual result of pulling the trigger? Like, he was literally stumbling over his words like that. I'm not making this up. And the funny thing is, now, granted, I didn't see the entire interview. I have no interest in watching the entire interview because this news ain't. First of all, Fox News, really, all these news channels or stations are trash. And this is a prime example of that. And secondly, I don't have time for that. But luckily, we got Kotaku.com, who apparently saw the entire interview. And I'm going to quote what Kotaku.com said after they literally quoted the question. If you can't even call it a question, that wasn't even a question. That was him basically saying, yo, video games are to blame because they got so realistic and so violent. So what research have you done on video games being to blame for this? He basically said video games to blame. Have you done research that basically says that? Or that says to the extent of the blame, or whatever the case may be. But going back to the Kotaku article, here's what Kotaku said after they quoted John Scott. And they said this, and I'm dead serious. They literally said this. He as in John Scott, made no mention of the shooter's 180-page manifesto, and that part, 180-page manifesto, is linked to another article of theirs, about being a committed racist. So the shooter is a racist. Cause let's get to the incident, the details behind the incident now. So this dude drove 200 miles in full tactical gear and went to a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. Basically ended the lives of 10 people, injuring 3. The majority of which were black residents. Black residents. And I'm like, yo, this dude needs to be fired. And it got me wondering if John Scott don't care about black people as well, just like George Bush, as Kanye said. Because how you going to ask somebody that question and not mention the fact that, oh, well, this dude's a racist? Like how? How can you not do this? It makes no sense to me. This is like total BS on so many levels. And this is why I don't really mess with politics. This is why I don't mess with politics at all. Because, first of all, the way I see it, politics don't care about black people. And the majority of them, probably all of them, are old, pretty much old white men that have no idea how society works nowadays. That's pretty much what it is. And this is why I don't mess with them. We need some new blood. We need some diversity, in my opinion, in politics. We need, because this ain't working. This ain't working. And I also want to bring up another thing that Kotaku said as well in their article. And let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. The last paragraph. Despite politicians' eagerness to find a plausible scapegoat for their own policy failures, major video game markets such as Canada, Europe, and Asia are not reporting hundreds of mass shootings every year compared to the United States. I wonder why that is. Well, we can't blame it on video games over there, but yet they want to blame it on video games in the United States. And let me ask you a series of yes and no questions. Last time I checked, playing a video game or video games is a form of entertainment, correct? Yes, it is. And so is movies a form of entertainment? Yes. Music? Yes. Television? Yes. Books? Yes. And out of all 5 forms of entertainment that I mentioned, 4 of them, all of them, the other 4 outside of video games, been around longer than video games. And last time I checked, they all have mentioned or told stories about shootings and killings and things of that nature. I mean, there's stuff like that out there. So now, but yet they don't want to blame those forms of entertainment because they like to do those things. They like to read books. They like to watch TV. They like to go to the movies. They like to listen to music. So they're interested in all those things. But when it comes to video games, because they're old and out of touch and have no clue how technology or society works, they don't mess with video games. So they say, oh, let's blame that. And despite the fact that there's been studies that's been around for years and continue to exist that says violent video games does not cause mass shootings. There's studies that have been out there that support this. And the last one that I heard was done back in 2020 in New Zealand that says the same thing. Studies says, again, violent video games does not cause mass shootings. They don't. They really, really don't. So, but yet, these politicians, again, instead of blaming movies and television shows where they display real life humans getting shot. Now, granted, obviously, you got CGI and you got acting and camera work and stuff like that. But this ain't no 3D animation nonsense. This is real humans being portrayed as being shot up in movies and in television. So where's the blame towards them? That's the question. But yet they like those things. So they're not going to blame those things. They're going to blame it on the video games. Which, again, it just makes no sense to me. It's a hypocritical statement because of that fact. And they just out of touch. They just out of date. And they just doing this to try and make themselves look good and stay in office for as long as possible. But the fact of the matter is this. They need to be taken out of office. They need to be taken out of politics. And we need some young blood that knows what's going on with society, that is up to date, that is up to par, that is up with the times, to be a part of the U.S. government or the U.S. politics and things of that nature. Because these old white men that is constantly running this country, it ain't working. It ain't working. So, yeah, that's my thought on that situation. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is the boy New Jack Ass Speak, a.k.a. the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.